Recently, the relationship between people and their food has dramatically changed. Convenience, speed, and taste often take precedence over considerations of health and nutrition. With the rise of fast food, processed snacks, and sugary drinks, many individuals unknowingly consume harmful foods that, over time, can wreak havoc on their health. Despite the widespread availability of nutritional information and public health campaigns, many of these dangerous foods remain staples in people's diets. Processed meats, sugary beverages, and refined carbohydrates are just a few of the culprits linked to severe health problems, including obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and even cancer. The issue isn't just the occasional indulgence in these foods, but the fact that they have become so ingrained in daily eating habits that people often fail to recognize their impact. Moreover, food companies continue to aggressively produce and market these items, making it even harder for individuals to make healthier choices. In this video, we will shed light on some of the most harmful foods that people continue to eat, despite the well-documented risks they pose. By exploring each food category in depth, we will understand why these foods are harmful and what alternatives can lead to better long-term health. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this content, please take a moment to like, comment, and share it with your friends. Doing so helps more people discover the channel. If you'd like to support us further, consider joining our membership for exclusive perks and content. Now, let's dive into the 7 most harmful foods people keep eating. Processed meats are a popular choice for many, especially in fast food, deli sandwiches, and breakfast meals. These meats, which include items such as bacon, sausages, hot dogs, and ham, are typically treated with preservatives, flavorings, and other additives to extend their shelf life and enhance taste. However, behind their convenience and flavor lies a host of serious health risks. One of the most concerning aspects of processed meats is their high content of nitrates and nitrites, which are used to preserve the color and prevent spoilage. When these compounds are ingested, they can form nitrosamines, chemicals linked to an increased risk of cancer, particularly colorectal cancer. Numerous studies have shown a clear association between regular consumption of processed meats and an elevated risk of developing cancer. The World Health Organization, WHO, has classified processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens, placing them in the same category as smoking and asbestos, underscoring their potential dangers. In addition to their carcinogenic properties, processed meats are loaded with unhealthy levels of sodium and saturated fats. High sodium intake is a leading cause of hypertension, high blood pressure, which significantly increases the risk of heart disease and stroke. Saturated fats, when consumed in excess, contribute to the buildup of cholesterol in the arteries, further heightening the risk of cardiovascular problems. This combination of unhealthy fats and excessive sodium creates a perfect storm for chronic health conditions. Sugary beverages have become a staple in modern diets, with sodas, sweetened juices, and energy drinks readily available and heavily marketed. These drinks are often seen as refreshing and convenient, but they are among the most harmful foods consumed on a daily basis. The primary issue with sugary beverages is their high content of added sugars, particularly in the form of high fructose corn syrup or sucrose. While these drinks may provide a quick energy boost, their health consequences are far-reaching. One of the most significant dangers of sugary beverages is their contribution to obesity. Unlike solid foods, liquid calories do not trigger the same sense of fullness, leading people to consume more calories without realizing it. This can result in weight gain over time, as the excess calories from sugary drinks are stored as fat in the body. Studies have consistently shown that individuals who consume sugary beverages regularly are more likely to be overweight or obese than those who avoid them. Beyond weight gain, sugary beverages are a major contributor to the development of type 2 diabetes. When people consume high amounts of sugar, particularly in liquid form, it causes rapid spikes in blood sugar levels. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, a condition in which the body's cells become less responsive to insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar. Insulin resistance is a precursor to type 2 diabetes, a chronic condition that affects millions of people worldwide and is associated with a host of complications, including heart disease, kidney damage, and nerve damage. Given the health risks associated with sugary beverages, it is crucial to reduce their consumption. Water, unsweetened herbal teas, and sparkling water with a splash of natural fruit juice are healthier alternatives that provide hydration without the added sugars. Trans fats, once a common ingredient in many processed foods, have been largely phased out in many countries due to their well-established health risks. However, they can still be found in certain products, particularly in developing countries or in specific types of processed foods, like baked goods, margarine, and fried fast food. Trans fats are artificially created through a process called hydrogenation, which turns liquid oils into solid fats, making them more stable and extending the shelf life of processed foods. The problem with trans fats is that they are particularly harmful to heart health. They raise levels of low-density lipoprotein, LDL cholesterol, often referred to as bad cholesterol, while simultaneously lowering levels of high-density lipoprotein, HDL cholesterol, or good cholesterol. This imbalance increases the risk of developing cardiovascular diseases, including heart attacks and strokes. In fact, trans fats are considered even more dangerous to heart health than saturated fats, which also raise LDL cholesterol but do not have the same negative impact on HDL cholesterol. Trans fats also promote inflammation in the body, which is a key factor in the development of many chronic diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Inflammation is the body's response to injury or infection, but when it becomes chronic, it can damage tissues and organs, leading to long-term health problems. Consuming trans fats on a regular basis contributes to this low-level chronic inflammation, making them particularly dangerous over time. To protect heart health and reduce inflammation, individuals should avoid products containing trans fats and instead focus on healthier sources of fats, such as those found in olive oil, nuts, seeds, and avocados. These fats not only provide essential nutrients, but also support overall health by improving cholesterol levels and reducing inflammation. Refined carbohydrates are another category of harmful foods that are consumed far too frequently in modern diets. These carbohydrates are found in foods like white bread, pastries, cookies, and many breakfast cereals. The refining process strips away the fiber, vitamins, and minerals from whole grains, leaving behind a product that is low in nutrients, but high in calories. When consumed, refined carbohydrates are quickly broken down into glucose, causing rapid spikes in blood sugar levels. One of the primary issues with refined carbohydrates is their impact on insulin and blood sugar regulation. After eating refined carbs, the body experiences a sharp increase in blood sugar, followed by a rapid drop. This fluctuation leads to feelings of hunger and cravings for more sugary or starchy foods, creating a cycle of overeating and poor blood sugar control. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, a major risk factor for type 2 diabetes. In addition to their role in diabetes, refined carbohydrates are also linked to weight gain and obesity. Because they are digested quickly and do not provide lasting satiety, people tend to consume more of them than they would of more filling, fiber-rich foods. This can result in an excess of calories that contributes to fat storage, particularly around the abdomen, where it poses the greatest risk to health. Abdominal fat is associated with an increased risk of heart disease, metabolic syndrome, and certain cancers. Replacing refined carbohydrates with whole grains can be as simple as swapping white bread for whole grain bread, choosing brown rice or quinoa over white rice, and opting for whole grain pasta instead of regular pasta. Additionally, incorporating more plant-based foods like legumes, vegetables, and fruits can further support a balanced diet and improve overall health. Artificial sweeteners such as aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin are commonly used in diet or sugar-free products, including soft drinks, baked goods, and even some snacks. These sugar substitutes are often marketed as healthier alternatives to sugar, particularly for individuals who are trying to reduce their calorie intake or manage conditions like diabetes. However, while artificial sweeteners provide sweetness without the calories of sugar, they are not without risks, and their long-term health effects are still a subject of ongoing research. One of the primary concerns surrounding artificial sweeteners is their potential to disrupt metabolism. Some studies suggest that consuming these sugar substitutes can interfere with the body's natural ability to regulate hunger and satiety. For example, artificial sweeteners may trick the brain into expecting sugar, which can cause cravings for more sweet or high-calorie foods later on. This can lead to overeating and, paradoxically, weight gain rather than weight loss. Research has also indicated that people who regularly consume artificially sweetened beverages are more likely to be overweight or obese compared to those who avoid them. Another issue with artificial sweeteners is their impact on the gut microbiome. The gut is home to trillions of bacteria that play a crucial role in digestion, immunity, and overall health. Some studies have shown that artificial sweeteners can alter the composition of gut bacteria, potentially leading to negative health outcomes such as impaired glucose tolerance, which is a precursor to diabetes. Additionally, there is evidence that artificial sweeteners may increase the risk of metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions that raise the risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Deep-fried foods are beloved by many for their crispy texture and savory flavor, but these indulgent treats come with significant health risks. French fries, fried chicken, onion rings, and other deep-fried items are often a go-to for fast food meals and snacks. However, the process of deep-frying food in oil, especially unhealthy oils like partially hydrogenated oils or those high in trans fats, makes these foods dangerous when consumed regularly. One of the most concerning aspects of deep-fried foods is their high-calorie content. The frying process significantly increases the amount of fat in the food, making it much more calorie-dense than its non-fried counterpart. Consuming deep-fried foods regularly can lead to excessive calorie intake, which, over time, contributes to weight gain and obesity. Obesity is a major risk factor for a wide range of chronic diseases, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. Another issue with deep-fried foods is the type of fat they contain. Many deep-fried foods are cooked in oils that are high in trans fats or saturated fats, both of which are detrimental to heart health. As mentioned earlier, trans fats raise LDL, bad cholesterol, and lower HDL, good cholesterol, increasing the risk of heart disease and stroke. Saturated fats, while not as harmful as trans fats, can still raise LDL cholesterol and contribute to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, leading to cardiovascular problems. In addition to the unhealthy fats found in deep-fried foods, the frying process itself creates harmful compounds, particularly when foods are fried at high temperatures. One such compound is acrylamide, a chemical that forms in starchy foods like potatoes when they are cooked at high temperatures, such as frying or baking. Acrylamide has been linked to an increased risk of cancer, making it another reason to limit the consumption of deep-fried foods. High-sodium packaged foods, such as canned soups, frozen meals, salty snacks, and sauces, are a hidden source of excessive sodium in the diet. While salt is an essential nutrient that helps regulate fluid balance and supports nerve and muscle function, consuming too much sodium can have serious consequences for heart health. The recommended daily intake of sodium is around 2,300 milligrams, about 1 teaspoon of salt. but many people far exceed this amount through the consumption of processed and packaged foods. One of the most immediate health risks of a high-sodium diet is the development of hypertension, high blood pressure. When sodium levels in the body are too high, the kidneys struggle to eliminate the excess, leading to water retention. This extra fluid increases the volume of blood in the bloodstream, raising blood pressure. Over time, high blood pressure damages the arteries, heart, and kidneys, increasing the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and kidney disease. Many packaged and processed foods are loaded with sodium to enhance flavor and preserve shelf life. Canned soups, for example, can contain as much as 1,000 milligrams of sodium per serving, while frozen meals, processed meats, and salty snacks like chips or pretzels are also notorious for their high sodium content. Even seemingly healthy foods, like some salad dressings and sauces, can be high in hidden sodium. The problem with high-sodium packaged foods is that many people consume them regularly without realizing how much salt they are taking in. Even foods that do not taste particularly salty can contain significant amounts of sodium, contributing to a cumulative intake that far exceeds recommended levels. For individuals with existing health conditions, such as heart disease or kidney problems, consuming too much sodium can exacerbate their conditions and lead to further complications. The foods we eat play a fundamental role in our health and well-being. While some foods may seem harmless or even beneficial in moderation, the reality is that many of the most commonly consumed items in modern diets are detrimental to long-term health. By becoming more aware of the dangers of these foods, individuals can take proactive steps to make healthier choices that will benefit their health in the long run. Replacing harmful foods with whole, nutrient-dense options like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats can help prevent chronic diseases such as heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and cancer. Ultimately, the key to a healthier lifestyle lies in making informed decisions about what we eat. While it may be challenging to change habits and break free from the allure of convenience and taste, the benefits of prioritizing health will far outweigh the temporary satisfaction of unhealthy foods. By focusing on nourishing our bodies with wholesome, natural foods, we can pave the way for a healthier, more vibrant future.